Our next guest, a first-timer, looking forward to meeting him, comes highly regarded, highly referred to us, is Michael Rosen from Roberto, Israel and Weiner. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
So why don't you tell us first about what your practice is all about, and then we were going to talk about something specifically. I remember we talked offline.
So I am a commercial real estate attorney, and my role at the firm is to help coordinate any efforts for any of the firm's clients that involves commercial real estate, whether that be buying, selling, leasing, financing, permits, approvals, development, really any aspect of a real estate transaction.
Have you always been in real estate?
Yes, I've been practicing for 22 years. I've been with Roberto Israel the last 5. And really, I was brought in with the idea that I could strengthen and support the corporate practice of the law firm by bringing some additional real estate expertise.
As we wind down 2014, head into 2015, is it fair to say, what do you think the highlights for 2014 were in the real estate aspect, and what do we look forward to in 2015 other than the Olympics?
So I think the highlights were the changes in the city of Boston in government and in structure, the development taking place, the approvals that you're seeing, and the cranes in the sky. I mean, it's not hard to miss them. As you drive in, as you commute in and out of Boston, and you look and you see the cranes, you know that there's more development, there's more buildings, taller buildings. Boston's really changing its skyline, and that's taking place, and I expect it to continue to take place well into 2015 and beyond. I think you're going to see transportation probably be the big buzz, the big topic in 2015, because with all of this development, it's certainly going to have an impact on traffic and traffic patterns, lack of parking, additional needed parking. So I think those two are going to
Parking's not easy, and it's not cheap.
And it's not going to get easier. I think as you add residences, as you add square footage, you're adding to the daily hustle and bustle. And I think that as you take a place like the Harbor Garage and you build over it, you're going to see some difficulty in A, replacing the parking that you're taking out, and B, building the additional parking that you're needed, that are going to be needed for all of the additional occupants. So it's going to be a challenge.
I think the transportation issue is one of the other ones, and also security in a city like this.
Yes.
If you're going to use existing dormitories, I mean, just the security around people. I mean, obviously, terrorism is a daily thing right now in our world, and to have the world looking in on Boston, it's sort of like being rich. I always say to people, you can have too much money. It makes you a target.
You look at it, Sony is the perfect example, okay?
Right.
And they pulled the movie, and, I've listened to some talk radio, I've read some articles. I don't know what the right and the wrong answer is. You don't want to ever, turn your back in the face of terrorism and run away from it. I don't think you want to give in, but at the same time, you also have to be safe. And if you're doing all of this development in Boston, if you've got cranes in the sky, if you've got buildings that are being constructed so they're not occupied, you are certainly creating viable targets. Look at the Boston Marathon. Well, if there were the Boston Olympics, who isn't going to look at that and say, here's a stage?